Hello friends, welcome to another 12 days of Christmas tutorial. In this video, we're going to do another wavy line split design, but we're going to do it a little bit differently. So I'm going to use this super cute vinyl from Hopefully Created. This is a mal print if I ever saw one. It's got disco balls, pink and teal and checkerboard, and it's just perfect, honestly. So what we're going to do is cut out my wavy line split template, but I did make a modification. So I took that template and then I just made the bottom line straight rather than wavy. So that template is listed on my website. If you want to purchase it and use the same one, then all you'll have to do is just basically slice off those bottom wavy lines. So you'll have wavy lines at the top and then a straight line at the bottom, and everything else will stay the same. So what I'm going to do before I cut the template out of my pattern vinyl is tape off with painter's tape the area that we're going to cut. Because we have a wavy top, it would be really difficult to try and mask off that wavy line after we've already got it on our tumbler so we can paint and glitter the top half. So I'm going to mask it off before we even cut it, and then the tape will be cut to the shape of the vinyl, so everything's already masked off and we don't need to worry about any little tiny tape pieces and going around the curves or anything. It's already done for us. All right, so once we've got our template cut, we are ready to apply it to the tumbler. And now I'm going to apply this the exact same way I would if it were just the plain pattern vinyl. We're gonna pretend the tape isn't even there. So what I'm gonna do is add a little piece of painter's tape at the edge of the vinyl, and that's going to keep the vinyl in place as we're applying it to the cup. So I'm gonna wrap this around the bottom. I am gonna leave a little bit of excess space down at the bottom of the tumbler, just because we're not gonna be stretching any vinyl around the bottom. So I'm just gonna leave that little gap there, and then I'll place my vinyl, make sure everything lines up right. You really want to take the extra time to make sure that everything's going to line up, because you want those wavy lines to like look seamless around the whole tumbler. You don't want them to be mismatched or meshed up or anything. So what I would do before you cut your template is measure your tumbler, and then you'll just make the width of your template the, like circumference or whatever around your tumbler. So now we'll move into painting and glittering the top half of our cup. So I'm going to use my CRYSTALAC glitter glue and some turquoise acrylic paint, and I'm going to mix both of those together in a mixing cup. I'm only going to do one coat of paint here because the cup is already white, so we should get pretty nice solid coverage with just one coat of paint. As always, I'm using the Delta Ceramcoat brand of paint, which, as you all know, I'm sure by now, is my absolute favorite. So if you don't have any, I think you need to try it because it's better than any acrylic paint that I've ever tried, honestly. Okay, so once I've got my glitter glue and paint mixture brushed onto my tumbler, I'm going to take one of my favorite glitters of all time, Kaneohe from Peachy Olive Glitters. It's a really sparkly, mini chunky, like Tiffany blue color. It is the best. So I'm going to use that. We are really making like a mal Christmas cup here. Like all of my favorite things are going on to this tumbler. We're going to let that glitter glue dry for at least 2 hours, and then we're going to seal this glitter. And to seal, I'm using the CRYSTALAC glitter glue mixed with water. It's just a half and half mix, and I'm going to brush that onto my glittered section. And then immediately after applying that sealer, I'm going to very carefully remove that painter's tape from our vinyl. I don't want the glitter glue to dry, especially with 2 layers of glitter glue onto that painter's tape over our vinyl, because it'll just make it really difficult to remove, and it also might lift up a little bit of that glitter and paint because it's like connected to the tape. So I like to remove this right away. After the sealer was dried for another 2 hours, I added 3 coats of epoxy to my tumbler. These coats are really thin. You can probably just do 2 coats, but I did 3 coats of about like 15 milliliters each. So at this point now, my cup is smooth and ready for all of this super fun vinyl work that we're gonna do on top of it. So starting out, I'm going to apply my wavy line striping. This striping also comes with the file that you'll download for the template. So you'll just cut it out like normal, and then you'll match the wavy line shape up with itself and follow it around just as if it were a straight line. I'm actually gonna do a few of these wavy lines. So I've got my silver textured metallic vinyl for this first stripe. That's gonna go right where the glitter and the vinyl meet. And then I'm gonna take a colorful pearl pink stripe. So I just cut the same stripe multiple times. And I'm gonna put that right above the silver stripe. And then we'll put our decal on and we'll add another stripe a little later. So the decal that I'm going to use is going to overlap with this pink line a little bit because of where I placed it, but I was okay with that because it kind of like ties everything together and you can still see it when you look at other sides of the cup. So that was fine, but if you don't want it to overlap or touch, just make sure you size your decal after you put your wavy lines on, or just plan out, you know, how big everything needs to be basically. The decal I'm using is a multicolored SVG file from Tate Made Modern on Etsy. So I took that file and made a thin offset of it, and that's what I'm putting on the tumbler now. I'm using the same silver textured metallic vinyl for the offset, and then I cut out all of the different colors of the decal in different colors of the colorful pearl vinyl from TECKWRAP. So I've got white, pink, and aqua, and I'm just gonna put them on color by color, kind of section by section, how I normally do, and then we'll have a really cute decal at the end of it. I love doing multicolored decals. They are more work, but they're really, really cute and they pay off big time when they're on your tumbler. Now that our decal is applied, I'm going to move back to the wavy line striping. I don't know why I like do things in a different order, but anyway, 2 stripes, the decal, and then the 3rd stripe. Do it however you want. I don't know. So I'm going to add that 3rd stripe underneath the textured metallic vinyl onto the pattern vinyl, and I'm using the same colorful pearl aqua that we used for part of the decal to tie everything together. I decided not to paint the bottom of our tumbler because it was already white, and the light pink and white checkerboard in the pattern vinyl background really just kind of flowed nicely with that white bottom. So all I'm going to do is add a really thin stripe of the colorful pearl white vinyl to the border of the vinyl and just the tumbler to make it look like finished, but I didn't paint down there. I am going to add a circle that I cut out of the pattern vinyl. I just used the little scraps that we cut off in the beginning, and I cut a circle that was 2.5 inches in diameter or whatever. And I'm just gonna put that on the bottom, and then we'll epoxy over the whole thing, and that will be how we finish the bottom off. So once I've got that on, I'm going to add my final 2 coats. For the last 2 coats, I'm using the Flynn Sisters Supply Shop Artist Cure epoxy. It's been really cold here lately, so fast cure isn't really curing as fast as I would like it to. So I've been using just regular Artist Cure lately because it takes a long time to cure anyway, so that's what I'm doing. Anyway, that's it for this tutorial. I really hope you all enjoyed this one. I had so much fun making this. This has a lot of my favorite things in it. I think the only tumbler thing that's missing is making it a peekaboo somehow. But anyway, this is the most Mal Christmas tumbler I think I could have made. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up down below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I really hope you like the cup, and I hope you come back tomorrow for another 12 Days of Christmas tutorial. Okay, thanks so much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, love you. Bye.